Good evening and welcome to episode 15 of the Powerpuff Babes podcast, where sugar meets spice and everything nice. We're your hosts, Mo, Kat, and Allie. Did I say evening? I really hope because I'm so used to the mornings.
You said evening, yeah.
Okay, because my brain is not all here. It's been a long day and I've been moving a lot of things around. I am tired. Are you okay?
I just twisted my knee.
Oh
Oh,
my
that shit did not.
god.
That was not nice at
no.
all.
Oh
Oh
no.
I was trying
God.
to sit back on my
The thing you're
chair, and
not supposed to do.
listen.
I think I should get a brief update for our audience is the fact that her knee's fucked up.
Listen. Oh shit, that actually hurt like a motherfucker. God.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, I hope you're alright.
I'll be fine. Mama ain't raised no bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Tea?
Maybe a teeny one, but still.
Oh my god.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Pain is only
Okay, well,
temporary.
I guess speaking of pain and what we went off of the last episode, I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is have you guys ever witnessed a crime?
I honestly don't think I have.
The crime would be twisted in your knee like that.
The crime was slipping, man. I slipped. I should have never
Oh
done that.
man.
But it's fine.
I
But
don't
Straight to
no.
jail.
short of being outside a bank when it was being robbed, but
Oh.
Ew.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I am pretty sure I have never witnessed a crime.
Yeah, I don't think I
Like
have.
maybe like an offhanded hit and run, but like I've never really nothing interesting.
Now they mention hit
Mm.
and runs, I think now I have like 4 stories. And that was involving us.
You're
Oh,
Yeah,
joking.
I'm not. Oh my god, hold on. I
I
don't know how
am
long the video is.
intrigued. I want to listen.
Alright, so, let me try to put it in summaries, which one you guys would like to hear first. So I got 4, right?
Mm.
I've got one when I was younger, about 6 or 7, where somebody, robbed a store behind my house and ran through my yard. I've got one where I went to Walmart with my sister-in-law and we witnessed somebody break into a car. And then I've got yesterday.
I want to hear yesterday.
yeah, I wanna hear
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay. I don't think it'd be that long considering that we kept asking around, being like, hey, what happened? And they were like, we don't know. We don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna just lay it out. All right. So we're at bombshells and we're at like between the open area and inside. So we're standing there. Well, I'm standing there. We just watched Batman and that shit's like 3 hours long. So my legs were hurting. I didn't want to sit down. So we're standing there. We're like mostly outside. And I see this waitress walk by and she's got a sheriff at each side. And I was like, huh, that's crazy. Like, so probably somebody's really drunk and they refuse to leave or something. Right? So,
Mhm.
so we keep talking. Me and my friends, we keep talking. And we decide to, or I decided to like take a peek at where they went, right? They went up to a table with like 4 or 5 people. And I was like, okay, all right, whatever. They're going to kick him out. So we're talking. I look back and I see a flashlight being held at somebody's face. And I can't see that well because it's dark outside, right? We went really late. And I squint my eyes a little bit, my eyes adjust, and the cop is holding a flashlight and a gun. And I was like, oh, this is how this is going. Okay. So JP tells me to move towards the wall, right? Because we're in the open area. So I move more towards the wall just in case something happens. And apparently they saw it. I didn't. That one of the guys had a gun. And usually when we go to this bar, they'll like pat you down or whatever, right? And they mostly pat the guys down, not really the females. They'll like open their purses. So they confiscated a gun and they kept holding the light at their faces and you could hear shouting, but the music's so loud I can't make out what they're saying, right? So there's this guy in a white shirt on the right side of the table, and he's standing up. And they're telling them to put their hands on the table, right? Obviously, like when a cop comes up to you, I don't know if you've ever been stopped by a cop, but they make you put your hands forward and you can't move, right? So they had their hands on the table, and this guy in the white shirt kept taking his hands off, and he looked really antsy, and it was freaking me out. It was freaking everybody out that was nearby, or at least as far as I saw. That he kept like shouting, lifting his hands up, like arguing back with the cops, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, relax, dude! And you're freaking us out. You're freaking them out. You're freaking like it's starting to turn into this really like scary situation." And then um eventually like they just keep him there. I guess they confiscated everything they could because whenever the sheriffs first showed up, this guy from the table like came up and they made him show his hands. Like, do you have anything on you? Like, what do you have in your hands? I guess the waitress saw something in his hands, or they overheard something, and then they called the sheriffs. I don't know. And then uh what happened? The squad cars came. They arrested the guys, and then, as I guess what they nicknamed her earlier, they nicknamed her Hot Cheeto Girl. I guess that's how she looked. That's how she dressed. That's exactly how she looked, like a Hot Cheeto Girl. So they pulled her off the table, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then they handcuffed everybody, put them in the squad cars, and she's sitting there by herself at the tables with the jacket and some. She's talking to the cops, making light talk because I could see like the cop like smiling and laughing. And then it took a while, but after a while, I saw her sit. It's like a barrier. It's like a half wall between her and the squad cars, and there's this female sheriff talking to one of the guys in the back seat. Like she has the door open, and I see this girl, Hachito girl, sit up on the wall. She keeps glancing at the officers who are now like talking to each other, and then she like I see her swing her legs over and then hop on the other side. And I was like, what the fuck is she doing? The other sheriff still has her back to her. So I was like, this is not gonna end well. Like I was like nudging like JP and everybody. I was like, look what the hell she's doing. Like she's crazy. And then the lady sheriff pulled her away, and she was like, but you could visibly see that she was like, you're not supposed to do this. What the hell are you doing? Like she was trying to talk, I guess, to her boyfriend or her friend or her brother, whoever it was. I don't know. I couldn't see that well. I'm kind of blind, but but no, they pulled her away. They had her like closer by the other sheriffs. I don't know what happened, and I tried. We tried asking the other waitresses because they were like, even they were intrigued, and we were like, "What happened?" They were like, "I don't know." So after a while, everything. Oh, one of the guys that were arrested, they walked him through the inside of the restaurant or the bar, and he was still handcuffed, like two officers on each side, because I guess he had to go pee. They went to the restrooms, and they were like, "Oh, if they're that kind of cops, they're gonna strip search him or something." I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I kept asking, and then Rob was waited by the waitress who was in the middle of all of it. And when she was like, "Oh, I'll be back with this," I was like, "Ask her about what happened," and he didn't.
Oh my
That pisses me off
god.
the most. I was like, "What
You're like the
happened? I
one
need to
person to
know."
ask.
This was so intriguing that the DJ like even walked up to what was happening. Like he still had the music playing, but he walked away from where he was at. He was like watching, and he assumed just like we did. But turns out, turns out, they jumped a guy. I guess in the parking lot. It was 4-on-1. The guy came inside with another sheriff, and this man's face was all beat up. This man's face was
Damn.
bloody, like it was scraped. It was horrible, and I couldn't believe that he was still walking. I guess I don't know if they beat him up nearby or in a parking lot because our friends were there before, and they said that the friends all walked to their table really fast, like all
Mm.
sketchy and whatnot. I don't know if that guy was with him or if they did that before, but I guess I also heard from somewhere that there was some cops nearby. I guess because it happened wherever they were, but yeah, it was a show. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
damn. It was crazy. Is that they had Joel Osteen. I don't know if people know who Joel Osteen is. It's the church guy here. And we're like, oh, okay. We're gonna be preaching on a Sunday and somebody getting jumped. Right? So this is how Sunday's going.
All right, one for the books. One for the books.
So I was like, sheesh, all right. So yeah,
Crazy.
but I think they took the handcuffs off one dude, not the guy in white, but some other dude, and then they took off. I don't know if they ever like if they let him go or if they like unhandcuffed him for like whatever reason to search him, or I don't know, and then handcuffed him again. Like I never like looked back at that point, but
Yeah.
uh yeah, and that's it. Like she was there, and we were joking around saying that. Damn. So she was like, "Hachiro girl was like, damn, that's my that's our Robbie."
Oh my
Like she was like,
god.
"How am I gonna get home?"
That's fucking hilarious. That's
No.
crazy though.
Yeah, it was wild. It was really wild. I don't know what they ever did with the gun or anything, but the DJ was like, "Yeah, I think they jumped the dude in the parking lot and then came inside, which was stupid because why would you stay?"
Yeah.
So we were like, "Sheesh, all right." But I really do want to know the rest of the story. Like, I really want to know what happened, and I really, really wished he asked,
Yeah.
just because I'm nosy like that. But duh. Um, the hit and run one you reminded me of was probably last year, and we went to get McDonald's one night. It was really late. It was like 2, 3 in the morning, or maybe 1. I don't remember. Just that really late, right? 1 to 3.
Yeah.
And there's a McDonald's nearby us, so we went to McDonald's. I had my socks on and a blanket around me, and he wasn't. I don't think he had shoes on either. But we were just not prepared for anything crazy to happen, right? We just wanted to get
Yeah.
McDonald's, come home, play some games, maybe watch a movie. I don't remember what we were trying to do, but okay. So we got our McDonald's. We're like, all right, cool. So then we're heading home, and there's a stoplight before you turn towards, I guess, the neighborhoods. So I was like, all right, whatever, normal day. And then as we're driving to the stoplight first, we do see a drunk driver. Like he's swerving, and we're like, we should probably call that in. So we called 911, or he called 911, and he's talking to the operator. He's trying to give him the license plate, and we're all at a red light. Luckily, the guy stayed at a red light. So we're there
Yeah.
talking to them, and then we feel the car jolt.
Oh
And
no.
we were like, huh? And we realized we'd just been hit. So we're like, damn. What's crazy is that we're already on the phone with 911.
I
So
know, it's
we're
like,
like, all
wait,
right.
also to add to the call, I just got rear-ended.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. Oh, he was like, oh shit, I think I just got hit. And I'm sure the operator was like, what the fuck?
What is going on over there?
And then we're pulling more towards the curb for them to like, so we can like talk, right?
Yeah.
And this car fucking like takes off. It takes off, like it
Mm,
speeds, and we're like, and
yeah.
JP was like, oh hell no. So then he started catching up with him, like he sped up. And we were like, I was like, okay. We're trying to get his license plate. Like
Okay.
I was in the passenger seat with my camera, and I was like trying to like stay like still enough to where I can get the license plate, which is it was a paper plate, and it was a brand new, like not brand new. It was like a recently bought Camaro,
Yeah.
and um following this dude. He makes a wrong turn off a street. He goes the wrong way on a street towards some stores, like an outlet, and he stops. So we're still following him. He stops, and he gets out of the car. He is fucking drunk because he almost fell getting out of the car. He
Oof.
is
Yikes.
stumbling like it is bad. Like his eyes, you can see everything, everything. Whatever you would think in a
Yikes.
movie, that's exactly what you could imagine. And then he uh he walks up to the car, and I'm scared because like you never know, right? He was a
Yeah.
white dude. He was a white dude with really long hair, and I was just like, he looks like he could beat us up. So
Yeah.
so JP rolls down his window a little bit, and he was like, "What are you following me for?" He goes, "What do you mean? You just hit
Bruh.
me." He goes, "No, I didn't. I didn't hit you." And he goes, "Well, then why the hell are you running?" He said, "I'm not running. You're just following me. I'm speeding because you're following me." He's like, "What the hell?
Yeah.
No, you hit us, right?" So then he was like, "Man, whatever." So then he gets in and he tries taking off again, right? Because he thinks
Mhm.
he could lose us because obviously we stopped. So then we take off after him again, and he's speeding down this feeder. He's going straight, and there's a few like stoplights from wherever he's going. So surprisingly enough, he would stop at the stoplights
What the
instead
fuck?
of running the lights. This man is running from us, but he has
Oh my
the
god.
kindness in him to stop at red lights. And I was
I
like, okay.
swear.
So we're following him, and there's like a turn, there's like a U-turn under the underpass of the freeway to like get to some other neighborhoods. And he's still speeding, and we start smelling something burning. And JP was like, "Man, damn! Like my car's overheating." So he looks down, like towards all the stuff, and he was like, "No, like everything's fine. Like it's nothing. Like showed that anything was overheating."
Yeah.
And then we look, and this man's tire burnt off and
Oh
was
my
like it rolled
god.
off to the side of this road, and we're like, what the fuck? And I'm
That's
recording once we pull into the neighborhoods, this motherfucker was dumb enough to pull outside his house or his girlfriend's house.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? Okay. So we're still on the phone with
Okay.
911, but we also had to be switched to another like location or
sorry.
jurisdiction or another place because like where we went into was outside of the operator's
Yeah.
jurisdiction. I don't remember. I don't exactly remember how that goes, but we had to call Houston or something like that.
Yeah, like there's different
And
county lines and stuff or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah. So we're on the phone with them. He's explaining everything. I took a picture of the address and whatnot, just in case they like decide to take off again. I'm recording,
Yeah.
like I'm recording everything. I recorded them getting out of the car. Now we thought it was just one person until somebody came out of the passenger seat, and is a woman,
Whoa.
and I guess it was the girlfriend. And then she was like, she comes over to us. She goes, "Hey, like I'm sorry about my boyfriend. Like I don't know what happened. I was asleep in the passenger seat." Like I'm recording her like probably not like obviously. I don't know if she noticed or not, but whatever. It was dark. So so I'm recording her. She's like, "Yeah, like I was asleep in the passenger seat. Like I'm sorry about his behavior." Like trying to like brush it off. She's also really white.
Mhm. Just gonna add that in there.
Yeah, I felt like I should add that in there because whenever the cops showed up, like they went back inside, they went inside the girlfriend's house, I guess, and the cops showed up and they came outside. I guess he talked to us a little bit. He went to talk to them, and then he came back to us and he was like, "She's saying that she was driving and it wasn't the boyfriend." And I was like, "Sir, do I have a video to show you?" I got a video right here of her getting on the passenger seat. I have a video right here of her telling me that she was asleep in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
I was sewing up all these receipts. I was like, "I need you to see this." And he was like, okay. And then JP was like, "Can you get him to do a sobriety test?" And he was like, "Okay." So he's doing the sobriety test, and he is failing miserably. This man is fucking
Yikes.
drunk. This man is like it was so bad.
Yikes. That's bad.
So we look back, right? We had just it was a hit and run, right? So we look at the car because the cop was looking at our car. He was like, "I don't see anything wrong with the car," and we were like, "What?" Like we know he hit us. Like we felt the car jolt. Like if this man took off, there's like everybody knows it was a hit and run. So we look outside, we look at it, and there's no like, there's not even like paint transferred onto the car. There's no little dent. There's nothing. But I swear we got hit, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
That's crazy.
So we decided to leave the case alone, but we knew he would get charged for like a DUI, obviously.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wonder to this day, like, what happened to them? Because it was supposed to be her car, not his. Apparently, it was her car. And I was like, why would you let your drunk boyfriend fuck up your car like that? Because apparently she had
Right.
work in the morning too. So I was like,
Mm.
that sounds like a you problem. But no, that was my hit and run story.
Actually, I remembered while you were talking that I did witness a crime.
Oh damn.
So, okay, so I'll start it off with like, so I don't know what happened prior to when I started to like see everything, right? So, like, basically, I'm working one night, like, completely just like, okay, whatever, like, um, I'm just like, like, I'm just kind of in like mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna deliver this order and then I'm gonna go, yada, yada, yada. So I deliver the order because I I don't even know because that night was already weird for me. Like there were a couple houses where like I couldn't find them, and then there were people that the people have the option to like tell you to hand it to them or like to just leave it. And then there were people like a couple people like I couldn't find them, and then a couple people told me they hand it to them, but they like didn't answer the door, and like it was just a really weird night like already. And so I get to this house and I'm like, I can't figure out which house it is because like there's no fucking number. Like lights are on, but I can't tell. And that's one of the like most things I hate is like houses that don't have obvious numbers. It's annoying. But
Mm.
so I'm like sitting here for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna knock and I'm gonna go. Like it is what it is. If this person complains and it's not their house, then I'm just gonna be like, I couldn't fucking find it. Whatever. So I leave and I instantly hear sirens and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And there's this black Camaro and he just zooms by me and I'm like, hey, yo, goddamn, he's going fast. I was like, I'm pretty sure the speed limit isn't that fucking fast. And then maybe like 5 seconds, like I was following him, like I wasn't even paying attention. So like he zoomed by me and I'm like watching his car just take the fuck off. And maybe like 3 to 5 seconds behind him is this cop just zooming. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So me being me, I like ended my like stuff, whatever. Like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna work right now because I want to know what the fuck is going on. So I like ended everything and I follow them. And I did a very good job at following them, might I add. But so I follow them and this dude, he goes into a neighborhood, like he's speeding like fast too. And he goes into this neighborhood and it looks like it was almost like he knew like the ins and outs of the neighborhood, but he goes down this road and it's like it ends in an outlet, but there's one turn like right before the like end of the street. Sorry, it doesn't end in an outlet. It ends like a cul-de-sac. That's what I mean. And there's a turn like right before that. And so he hits the turn like hard as fuck. And I'm like, what the hell? And the cop, like you can hear his tires screeching. Like that's how like hard he hit the turn.
Yeesh.
And I'm like, oh my God. And so he goes and he books it down this like long ass fucking street. And the cop is on his ass. Like he's not getting away. Like no matter what he does, he's not getting away. This cop is like, the cop, I swear, this cop was like waiting for this to happen to him. He was like, let's fucking go.
He was like, "This is the reason I became a cop. This right here is
He
my
was
moment."
on his ass, like straight up. Like it was just one of like the normal police cars, like one of the SUVs. It wasn't even like a police Camaro or anything. And I'm like, this dude is on him.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like,
Fuck.
holy fuck. So I'm following behind, like close enough to where like I can like know where they're going, but like not close enough to where he like turns back on me and I was like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
And so I'm like behind them, and this dude is hitting corners like hard as fuck. Like I'm thinking he's gonna hit cars because like the streets are like there's cars on both sides of the street, and he's just booking it. And I'm like, you have no time to slow down. Like if he hits his brakes, he's gonna have to hit his brakes to not hit something. And I'm like, I'm worried because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I lose them for a second because he hits a turn hard, the cop goes, but I think he hit like that next turn right after that. Cause by the time I turned, I didn't see them, but I heard the sirens and I followed like kind of the sound until I saw the lights again. And I'm like, God damn, like y'all are going fucking fast. Um, and so I like he ends up on this street and I'm like, oh shit, they stopped. I'm like, why did they stop? There's no way he caught up to him like that, like cut him off or something. And the dude did hit a car. He hit this person's car like parked on the side of the street, which is crazy because like the whole time it's like a kind of small road, but he's not hitting shit. So maybe the cop might have bumped him, but it's this wide ass road and he hits this like SUV. And I was like, damn. I waited until all the cops were gone. There was like a huge ass dent in this dude's like back bumper. And I'm like, fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, no, he fucking hit him. He
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
he
"Nah,
hit
dude,
the
you're
fuck
going
out of that car.
down."
There's no way. But so I'm sitting there and like they're pulled over and I'm like, so I pull over and I like inch up a little bit, not to where I'm like in it, to where they'll like hear my car, but I'm close enough. And in the midst of this, there was another cop just like chilling somewhere else, but he was waiting for the dude so they could like try to cut him off. But like I'm saying, like it felt like this new dude like knew because he was turning like the opposite way where that other cop was sitting. It was crazy. But so he is stopped and this other cop comes and like at this point it's just the two random cops and I'm sitting here watching this whole thing unfold. And so it's just the two. And then another cop comes, and I'm like, God damn. And then a sheriff comes, and I'm like, holy fuck. And then a state trooper pulls up, and I'm like, what did this
My
dude fucking
God.
do? It was car after car after car. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did he do? Like, he was really trying hard not to get caught. And like I'm watching them and they're like going to the house like of the car that got hit and they're like trying to I guess see who owns the car and if they could like let him know like what just happened. But so it's like five cops at this point, all of different stats like statuses. He's sitting there. They have him on the curb and they're like checking his car. So I like again, I have no clue why this is all taking place. And then another cop pulls up. Like there were like at the end of it, there was like a state trooper, like two sheriffs, and like four or five just regular cops. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck this dude did. And so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to see if I could figure something out, like what they're doing or what. They're checking his car. The dude gets put into a back of a cop car. And then I look up and there was a fucking helicopter. And
Helicopter.
I'm like, what happened? Because and then I thought back to it and I was like, there was a moment right before I saw the Camaro and the cop that there was like a whole other car doing some weird shit in the neighborhood that I had just delivered. And then like that's when like right before that, or like right after I saw that, then I saw the Camaro and the cop. So I don't know if there was like because the helicopter was over the neighborhood. Like this was all like right in the same area. Like I didn't have to go far from where I had delivered. And so the helicopter was over the neighborhood. And I'm like, were these two people like connected? Like, what the fuck is going on? At the end of it, I was sitting there for literally like an hour and a half because from following them to sitting there and watching the whole thing unfold, like right as the last cop left, because I didn't want them to know I was watching the whole time. I don't know. So, like, I waited till like pretty much there was like one or two cops and then I dipped. But from right when I noticed and followed them to like when like it was like a cop or two left was like an hour and a half of just shit. Like I was watching them check like the houses to see if they could like find the owner of the car. This dude is like in the back, he was getting patted down. They were checking his car. And I'm just like sitting here so confused, but so intrigued. But I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck happened. But like this dude was booking it. And I'm just like, so I don't know, hit and run with the cop. I don't know what this dude did. I don't know if he stole something. I don't know if he hit somebody and tried to book it or what, but like it was crazy. And I'm just like sitting here the whole time. I'm like I was having like such an inner debate with myself. I was like, do I get out and ask a cop if I can know what's going on? But I was like, no, let me not. It's late. There's helicopters and I'm black. Let me not approach them and then ask
Oh
what's
my
going
God.
on. I was like, let me just sit here. But like the helicopter and everything, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I like waited a couple days and then I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find anything. So I guess whatever he did wasn't like that big of a thing. Like it was a big thing to where he needed like that many cars on his ass, but like it wasn't a big thing that it was like on the news or anything like that. And I was like,
I'm
dang, because
like,
I
it
really wanted
should
to
have
know,
been. What the fuck?
right?
Helicopter, fucking, you got the state trooper. I've been stopped by a
Literally.
state trooper before, and it was one of the scariest things that ever happened to me. So,
No, I've only been stopped like 3 times, and it was funny because it was like up the like chain. The first time was just
uh-huh.
like a normal cop, and then the second time it was a sergeant, and the third time it was a fucking sheriff, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Damn.
But yeah, no, I couldn't figure out what happened. But you just talking about your hit and run, me of seeing this guy like zoom, but that's like the only crime I've witnessed because like whatever he did, he had the cop on his ass, and that in itself is a crime. So
You reminded me of a story. Like now I guess I have 5. But it was in middle school and like this middle school, it's fucking wild. I feel like I'm going backwards in like time talking about these, but so I was in
reminiscing.
track. Yeah, I was in track in middle school and we would do what we call campuses, which is just a group of us running around the campus, right? And there's we're in a neighborhood obviously, so there's these houses in front of the school, and as I'm about to do I guess my second or third campus run, we see this car like really fast just drive into the driveway,
Mhm.
and we see a cop, a few, like 2 cops, maybe one behind him, like they stopped there too. I don't
Yeah.
remember if he ever got out of his car or if he ran inside, but I remember that a shitload of cops all of a sudden decided to come up. They were in SUVs, and then I remember one of them opening the back of their SUV, and I remember them getting out a shotgun. I remember that specifically, and I was like, that doesn't look kid friendly for a middle school. And I remember my teachers brought us all inside and they were like, come on, like we all need to stay in the gym. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Is there a shootout right here? I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
But I never figured out what happened that day. But I do remember the fact that, like, I heard it was probably a hit and run, but there was a shit ton of cops. And I remember they would bring out these big guns. So I don't know what he had on him. I don't know what he did. But man, I hope he lived after that. I really do, because I don't think you need that many shotguns for one person. I
Yeah,
really don't.
probably not. Okay,
They
so
were all sheriffs, so I was like,
God
they
damn,
were all sheriffs. So I was
all
like,
sheriffs. He's
oh,
fucked.
he was fucked. I don't know what he
Damn.
did.
Yeah,
But
no,
what were
it
you
was.
saying?
Oh yeah, no, I was sorry. It was really funny though, because like the cop was following him, and it's like they pulled up in like chain of command. It was like cop, 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 sheriff, sheriff, state trooper, and I was like, what the hell? But no, I was gonna
Lieutenant.
say. I was gonna say, I just found the video that I took like right after the police chase ended. I really wish I had documented it better so I could have like an accurate count of like cops and shit. I think there ended up being like a total of maybe like 8 cops, like in total, like the police, the
Damn.
sheriffs, and the like state trooper and whatever. But the video, I literally found the video. It was like, oh my god, when was this? It was like last year, like February of like last year. So it's literally been like a year since this happened, which is crazy because I don't know why the fuck I remember this.
Looking back at the pictures that I took about the hit and my hit run, and I see the license plate that I took like, hold on. I see the 3 pictures I took of the Camaro, and then I see the first truck that we were trying to get his license plate when he was.
What even happened to the first?
Dude, I don't know. I think we gave
I
her
just
the
like
license
completely
plate,
forgot
and
about
that was
him.
it. I don't
Oh,
think
never
they
mind. Yeah,
ever
it
like
happened in
led
March.
up to it. When did this happen? Give me a date. Give me a date. February 7th of last year. So just over a year now. But I should have a video. I really want to show you guys the video of me
Yeah.
recording that girl, because I was so hyped that if we did go to court, I was gonna be like, "You can't say anything, bitch, because it's my word over yours."
I got the receipts. Yeah, I really wish
I
I
have
had like
I have the higher ground now, and again.
I really wish I had documented it better because like the only video I have is me like literally like as soon as I like caught up to them and like put my car in park, I took a video and I was like, so don't mind me, but I just saw a police case. Really
You're
wish
like,
I had
I should
taken more
be a
videos.
vlogger.
Yeah. But I really wish I had taken more videos because like it was like cop after cop. And like if I could find okay, so this was like a year ago. Maybe I can sit here and find the the messages that I sent my mom and my sister because I was texting them and I was like, "Hey, so guess what I just saw?" But this is like a year ago. That's a hell of messages. Shit. I wonder if I could. No, probably not. Damn. But it was crazy because I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was so confused. But yeah, it was like, hell, I don't know if they ever like contacted the person that like owned the car. I feel like they probably left a note and were like, hey, call us because by the way, like your car got hit by this person that was involved in a police chase. Yeah.
How long is
Like,
this video?
how do you tell people that?
Dude, I don't know how.
Call the
Like,
insurance company, be like, apparently my parked car got hit by someone in a police chase.
no, that reminds me of that the one I was gonna talk about with my sister-in-law. So I forgot why we went to Walmart. It was just me and her.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see that these windows or the window of this car is broken, and we see this car parked right by it. Not right. I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
was parked or if it was obviously like where you like drive up and down.
Yeah.
And I remember my sister-in-law, I think she said, "Oh fuck no" or whatever, but I remember that she started chasing him. I can see where this now I'm like connecting the dots between the family, but chasing cars and hit and runs and whatnot and crime. But I remember she started chasing them and she was like, take a picture of their license plate, take a picture of their license plate. And I was panicking. This is the first time like we're chasing the fucking guys. So I'm freaking out. And I was like, what the fuck? That's probably why I was so calm the second time during the hit and run, but
Yeah. You were just like, I've been through this. I know what to do.
no, step aside. I know exactly what I'm doing. So I remember we're chasing them, and we get the picture, and then she's racing back to the Walmart, and she's like, "Make sure to keep an eye out because they could be following us." And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh my god!" Like she had me feeling like they were gonna like turn around, being like, "Oh hell no, they got our license plate! Like let's go like get them." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I'm freaking out." And so she gets this piece of paper once we get back to the car, and they're still not there. I don't think they were there still. So she gets a piece of paper, she gets a pen, and she writes down the license plate, and she writes that these people tried stealing or breaking into their car because there was glass all over the floor
Yeah.
and everything. Uh, so she puts it on the windshield wiper, and that was it. And I really hope that they got in contact with the police and whatnot, and I hope it went farther. I really hope they solved that and got justice for it. But like, it
Yeah.
was the freakiest thing I had ever been a part of. I was like, oh my god, like they were taking off, and I'm sure they noticed that we were following them because we were fucking speeding. And I think the only way I got a picture of the license plate was because of the red light because we were on the
Yeah.
feeder. I was like, "Oh fuck, man!" But she had me feeling like we were being followed. And then when we were trying to go home or to her house, her parents' house, um, we were like double checking, like with the mirrors. We were like making. I think we made a lap around the neighborhood. I don't remember. I really don't. If you're hearing this, uh,
Extra protocol.
you could probably correct me, tell me that no, this is how this went down because I don't remember it that well. But yeah, that was the most terrifying thing. But now I have made the connection that they like to chase down cars.
Love that. Love that.
Love that. Love that.
There's anything I can say about my life, it's how many cars I've chased down.
Well, what's that TikTok sound? I'd have two nickels, which oh, fuck. How does it go? Do you know what I'm talking about? If I had a
Uh,
nickel for every time that's
oh,
happened, I'd have two nickels. Which fuck.
which
How does it
isn't a
go?
lot, but it's fucked up that it even happened in the first place. Yeah, I know what you're
Oh man.
I love that one. Because the first time I heard that sound, someone was like, if I had a nickel for every time someone put sugar in my tank, I'd have two nickels. But it's fucked up that it even happened in the first place. It's like, it isn't a lot, but it's fucked up.
This is crazy that it happened, right? Oh my god. That was fucking damn. But yeah. Then I got one last story because I guess this involves chasing. It's not any of my family. This happened when I was like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it too well. But I'll gather as much as I can. But I was really little because I remember hiding under the desk, and my mom told me that she peeked out the window and she saw this guy. Okay, so actually, let me just paint the picture. So my house is right behind these like convenience stores,
Mhm.
and there's a fence between an apartment and these outlets, the stores and a gas station,
Yeah.
and so there's a little bit of an alleyway right there towards my backyard. And this guy was getting chased by cops. I don't know exactly where he was coming from, or if he like drove up to the outlet and then like hopped out of the car and like ran. But he jumped into my backyard. He ran across, and my mom was very curious because she heard commotion. She peeked out the window and she saw them running towards the house. And the cop immediately behind him waved at her to close the curtain, like get away from the curtain, make sure he doesn't see you. Because obviously, if he sees her, he's gonna try and get into the house, and who knows, God knows what would happen. But
Yeah.
I remember I was hiding under the desk because my parents told me to, and I don't remember where my brother was. I think he was with me. I don't know. I was panicking, but I was really little. I'm fucking freaking out. And so my mom, I guess she called 911. Her, my dad, they told them what happened. They caught this guy around the corner from my house, and he had stolen, I guess, from a pawn shop or this jewelry store. He had this like really like expensive diamond cross, like a
Oof.
diamond chain, like it was a gold chain, like everything. I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy was that also in my backyard was his shoe. I thought that would be a funny like thing. I remember
Oh my god.
his shoe. I don't remember it too well, but I remember I was like, "What the fuck? That shit was dirty, and it was all like fucked up, like it's old and raggedy." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Sheesh, all right." But I remember the chain. I remember my mom showed it to me because I guess he dropped it midway, like I guess on the jump. She found it on the fence,
Mm.
and we were looking at it. We're like, "What the fuck?" I had never seen diamonds before, so I was like, "Well, this is crazy." Um, yeah. Um, he knocked. We had a bird fountain in the back, and it was really nice and pretty. And while he was running, he like pushed it over, and it broke because he was trying to like, I guess like, distract the cops, like put an obstacle in front of him, so that way he could jump over my gate towards like the neighborhoods.
Mhm.
So to this day, my parents still have that bird bath, and it has a dent. It has a chip in like the tub part, and I'll always remember that's when this guy was running through my neighborhood, running through my backyard with a fucking chain. I can't believe he dropped that shit. I'm sure he was like
Yeah.
mad as fuck.
Probably.
Uh,
Probably like,
I don't
damn
know
it, on top
what
of
his plan
everything, I
was.
dropped my fucking chain.
Hmm. I don't
He
know
saw
what
too
we
many
did with
action
it.
movies and thought he could do it.
I guess he really did. He saw the movies. He saw the bird bath. He said, "This is my opportunity. This is my moment. Like,
This is my moment.
trip the cops. I'm gonna get away with it." I was
Mhm.
like, "What the fuck?" But no, I don't remember too much. I remember they talked to my parents about it. My mom kept like to this day she was always like reminding me that the cop told her to like or waved at her to close the curtain. And I was like, okay, because my mom likes to make things over exaggerated. She's like, yeah, we could if he probably saw me in the window, he probably would have came and like broke inside and tried to like hold us hostage or something. And I was like, I'm like 10 years old. Can you not like put that in my head,
Right? Like,
Oh
now
my
I'm
god.
please?
extremely
She's try-
fucking
she was
worried.
trying to she was trying to teach you don't be a chismosa. Like later on in life.
Yeah. She really
It's
was.
like,
And
okay,
I
but
was,
maybe we could say it a little bit more child friendly.
yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
no, my mom was the type of person that if something happened and it scared her, she would make sure that I knew, I guess, to be prepared for it, but I guess in like the worst possible way. So if somebody runs through my neighborhood in the future, I'm gonna have fucking deadbolt locks and shit, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
And like bulletproof windows, and
Fucking crazy.
I'm gonna have a bulletproof vest in my closet
As soon as you hear
just to be
sirens, you
sure.
just put that bitch on.
Yeah.
Never again.
Yeah, no, that was the first time I had ever witnessed a crime, and I was like 6.
Crazy. I'm scrolling through this group chat. I'm trying to, cause I know I told my mom and my sister, like, play by play, I'm pretty sure. So let me see if I can, cause I don't have a video, but I think I told them. But while I find this, it's gonna take me a little bit more. There's like 2 more months to go through these messages.
Oh shit.
Bro, we
Uh-oh.
talk a lot in this group chat. And this was a year ago, so I'm like, damn.
Ugh.
Okay,
Um,
hold on. I'm in April. I'm in April.
I mean,
Oh my god.
does your phone have it to where you can just like press on the top and like search, I guess, like a text message maybe?
No.
No?
No, there's none of that.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm almost there though. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I know.
This is a bad time for my phone to be lagging because I found the video of her like talking
She's
to
like,
us.
she's like, I need to, I need to get to February. I'm almost there.
I'm like, I'm right here, bro. Come on.
I swear.
She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that conversation." She's like reading through. She's like, "Fuck, wait."
I'm like, oh hey, this is a conversation. No. Gotta stay focused. Gotta stay focused.
Stay focused because I do that all the time. If I have to find something and I start looking through, like especially like Snapchat, like if I have memories and I'm trying to find a
Mhm.
specific date, like I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh, I remember that." I'm like,
You know
wait.
No,
what?
hold on. I can come back to that later.
Have
I gotta
y'all
find this other thing.
I literally was like away from the mic just now. That's why it was taking so long. I'm so sorry. But I literally just reminded myself of something that happened like fuck, this was like maybe like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But do you guys did you guys ever rent movies from this there was this big thing called Redbox where
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
movie rentals from like outside of the it was like either like
Yeah.
shopping centers or like
They're like
gas
outside of
stations.
Walmarts and shits. Yeah, and
Yeah.
gas stations.
One of the ones that I had here, and I still have, I think they still have it. There's a 7-Eleven close to my house, and me and my parents, like before we had Netflix or anything like that, we would get Redbox, right? So we would have our movie rentals from Redbox.
Mm-hmm.
And this one time we were actually returning a movie, so I went with my dad. It was just me and my dad who went to go drop it off. And I remember we had gone inside and out of the corner, like as we were going into the gas station, I noticed this dude coming in like real fucking fast. Like he was just, power walking that shit. And I was like, "Oh, dad, like, there's somebody behind." Like, cause my dad was holding the door. I was like, "Hey, there's somebody coming, and they're coming in pretty quickly." So, like, hold the door. And he was like, "Yeah." And so then, um, this dude came in. So my dad came in and like the door closed, but as soon as it was about to close, that shit swung open like so fast. This other
Yeah.
dude with his friend, I get like his homie or some shit, came in and they started yelling at the dude that was coming in like power walking and they were just like going off on him. And I remember this lady came in like right after them and she like came in and then like as soon as she came in and she saw the commotion, she was like, "Hell the fuck no," dipped. And I think she was actually there to return another movie because she was getting into the line, and so she
It's
like
like
saw
I
that
can say
commotion.
B.
Yeah, she's like she saw that commotion, she saw the line, and then she was like, "Nope," and then fucking dipped.
Nope.
But I
Not happening to
remember,
me.
yeah, no, dude, we were like halfway down the line already. Like we were like stuck between two people, and we didn't want to like try to move out of the way. But my
Yeah.
dad was like, he looked around and he's like, mind you, he's pretty tall. So
Mm-hmm,
my
mm-hmm.
dad, he like looked around and he was just seeing this dude like trying to back up into like the dude that power walked was trying to back up into the counter, like the counter area. And the cashiers were like, yo, you can't do that here. You can't do that here. And they were, anyways. So the dude came in, started talking shit, like started yelling at the dude that was power walking. And his homie was backing him up, and the power walk dude was like, call 911, call the cops, call the cops. Um, and something happened. I just remember like somebody grabbed um the wet floor sign and they fucking threw that shit like across the fucking store, hitting the dude in the face. And somehow in during that commotion, the dude that first came in yelling at him had a fucking knife, right? So he had a
Mm-hmm.
knife and like I guess jabbed him, like he like sliced him. So
Oof.
you could see like I saw this because I was like, I'm a very nosy person. So I'm like, if I see some shit happening, I'm not gonna look away. So,
Yeah.
so I as soon as he like stepped away, I could see that he like cut his eyelid.
Oof.
Um so like from the eyebrow, like the top of the eyebrow to like maybe under his cheekbone, like sliced there, right? And you see
Yikes.
all of this blood just gushing. And so then the cashier immediately got in front of the dude and was like, "Hey, you can't do that here, blah 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 blah." Like started going off on the dude with the knife. And I was like, "Dude, you're fucking brave for getting in front of that
Yeah.
knife." But anyway, so then, he like said like they both said their words and the dude with the knife walked off. The homie went behind him. Um but like right outside, it didn't matter where they went. Right outside, the cops were already there. Because they that gas station usually has its regular cops there. So the
Yeah.
cops were already outside. So they
Yeah.
heard the commotion and like immediately stopped them at the door. And so they had there was this lady who came in and saw that they got stopped, and she came in and she saw the dude on the floor bleeding, and she was like, "Oh my god." And like she immediately ran. And I didn't know this at the time, but I found out later because I asked one of the regulars that usually stops there what
Yeah.
happened, because I saw them there. So then I was like, "Hey, yo, what happened?" So it turns out that lady that ran over to that dude was actually a paramedic. So she started taking care of like, she was like, "I need
Yeah.
bandages." Like she was off, like she was going off, dude. She's like, "I need
Damn.
bandages, I need
What a perfect person to be there, though.
shit." I know, she
Hell
was like right
yeah.
timing, like right place, right
Literally.
time.
I'm sure she still thinks about that.
Oh, she probably does.
Well, for sure.
She was like, "I need bandages, I need this, I need that." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Don't get me in
Damn.
there." Like I was like, I immediately hid in the corner. I was like, you tell me, if you tell me to get something, I'm gonna start like you're putting pressure on me. You can't do that shit. You know? So
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at my dad, I was like, "Hey yo, just turn it in, just turn it in. We gotta go, we gotta go." Because I was like, I'm not about to have you tell me what to do, because if you tell me, then I'm
Yeah.
gonna start freaking the fuck out, and I'm like, hell the fuck no, I can't do that
Uh,
shit. But yeah, no, I have no idea what happened to the dude. I'm pretty sure he's fine though. Like, it wasn't that deep of a cut, but still pretty long, because it's like,
yeah.
but then again, he was bleeding a lot, so maybe it was deep. I don't know. It was on his
Yeah.
freaking eyelid, dude. Like you could see the. Ooh. Anyways, sorry.
You're just like, ugh.
I bet he has the coolest fucking scar
Oh yeah,
though.
no, for sure,
Probably.
dude. He fucking does. But the thing is, he was backing up into the counter area. Like immediately was like, "Call the cops, call the cops." Um, but if you saw this dude, you would immediately think, "Oh shit, he's a gangster. Like he's a thug. He's dressed like one. He's acting like one." But then as soon as you see these other two fuckers come in, he immediately turned that shit off. It was like, call the cops type shit.
Call the cops, please,
I,
please.
because like when he came in, he was power walking, and I was like, wait, first of all,
Mm.
no thug, no fucking
Um,
gangster does that shit. Nobody fucking does that, especially when you got
yeah.
fucking, you got half of your ass showing because of your
Yeah.
fucking pants being down there. Like, you
Yeah.
can't do
That's
that. That's against the
you
rules,
will
sir.
literally trip.
Pick up your pants. I bet his pants don't sag no more.
Right.
I was like, sir, why you power
Your
walking? What's
card
going
has
on?
been
As soon as
revoked.
you see, that's the thing. As soon as you see a whole thug power walking, that's where you got some problems,
Oh
bro.
shit.
You need to see that. If you see that shit, you immediately have to get out of that vicinity because you know some shit's gonna go down.
Yeah.
You need to leave.
You
You
need
need
to
to
leave.
leave.
But
Okay,
yeah, no,
I
I was like,
found
as soon as I saw that, I was like, hell no. Wait a minute.
hell no.
Wait a fucking minute. Why you power walking, sir?
Wait,
You ain't
take
running a
a second.
marathon. What's going on here?
So what are we doing
Take a
here? What are you? You got business? You got business.
second. Okay. So I found the messages that I sent my sister and my mom.
Hmm.
And in looking for these, I thought about something else, but I will say that after. So I sent the video that I took like on Snapchat because I sent it to a few people and then I saved it and I sent it to my sister and my mom. And I was like, there's a helicopter now and another cop behind these two behind me at the end of the street. And then I was like, I think this person stole a car. I don't remember
Wait,
why I thought that, but it was just like, I guess that was the only thing that came to my mind was like, well, this must be why he's zooming like that,
wait.
trying to make
Can I
sure
make an educated guess here? Do
we.
you? I think you talked about this story before. You had
I
told. You had told.
didn't talk about it, but I was in Shadow Stream when it was happening.
Yes. There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. And then basically I was just telling them, I was like, it was anticlimactic. And I was like, dummy tried to go through a neighborhood. And
Right.
then, um, and so I told them at the end, I was like, the helicopter left. I got the count of the cars wrong. So apparently
Oh. Okay.
there was 6 sheriffs,
Oh shit.
2 state troopers,
Oh
and
shit.
2
Oh,
normal cops.
Oh shit.
the normal cops were like, God damn, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, and then I said, I don't know if I said Camaro earlier. I can't remember, but it was a Charger.
Mm.
But I was like, the Charger is behind a car and they need to tow it, so they're trying to move the car, but I don't think they're home. And then I was like, oh, I think they hit the car. And um my mom was like, are you still there? And I was like, yeah, I want to let them leave. I want to see how hard the the Charger hit the car. But like when I tell you that dent was big as fuck, I was like, damn, like he hit the fuck out of the car. But I was like, they won't leave.
They won't
I was like
leave.
really trying to see, but I ended up being able to see. But so the thing that I remembered
Mhm.
basically has to do with the same, well, not the same thing, but like cops, pretty much. So there was one night, I guess it's kind of witnessing a crime, but I didn't witness like the crime itself. I kind of witnessed the aftermath, so to speak. But so there was this one night, my friend was like, we were hanging out, but I was like, I left. And when I was leaving, I was like, I don't really want to go home. I like to drive at night. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go drive around for a little bit and then I'll go home.
Mhm.
So I drive around and I go down the street and I'm sitting at this light. And then I had turned my music down. I don't quite remember why. And I just hear sirens. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look up and in front of me is cop after cop after cop. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was really funny because it was a white car and then a black car and then an unmarked car or like 2 unmarked cars. And I was like, oh my god, they have like the whole fucking brigade going over here. And so I was like waiting to see what happened. And it was really funny because like as I was sitting at the light, like they're blazing through, like I had a red light, like this was all happening like while the light was green. So they were just like going. And they all 4 of them go and I look down the street and there's like 2 more cars coming and then like within like maybe like 10 seconds they turn their lights off and they turn around and I was like, why aren't they going? So I go follow the other cops and I'm like, I don't know where they went, I just know they went down the street. And so I go and there's a gas station on the corner like down the street and I was like, and like helicopters. There was 2, maybe 3, I can't quite remember, but at least 2, maybe 3 news like vans. And then there was like helicopters. There was like 4 cops that had their lights on the side. they were like looking in a car. There was like 5 cops like at the little gas pump things, like that's where they like pull their cars in. And then there were like those lights were off, and then there were like 2 more on the other side, like at the entrance, and they were kind of like blocking it.
Mhm.
So like there was one blocking it, there were the 4 looking at the car, there were like the 5 in the gas pumps, and then the 2 blocking the other entrance. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like driving around and I'm like slow and I'm looking at it and I'm counting cops and I'm like, but I was like, I don't know what happened, whatever. So the same thing that happened with the charger, I was like, I'll just wait, until like tomorrow or whatever, and then I'll see. When I looked it up, someone held up the gas station and tried to rob it,
Oh my
and
god.
they shot a dude, and he lived. He was okay.
Oh,
Like it was like
Right.
his like arm or something, like easy surgery, like he was good.
right.
But like this, like he shot a dude um and stuff like basically just tried to like rob it, but I guess this dude tried to stop him and like got shot. But the guy ended up not obviously getting to rob it
Mhm.
because he fucked up. But it was just like crazy because I was like, it was just like cop after cop. And like I always find myself in these weird ass fucking situations. Like I totally would have missed it had I just gone home. And but I was sitting there like at the light, like I had turned like around so I could like go back home because like I
Mhm.
was like, okay, whatever, home now. This is enough excitement for the night. So I was sitting at the light, like waiting for it to turn green, and I was just like watching like the whole thing. And there were like 2 cops inside and like the news vans and the lady like on the like with the like shot, she had the shot all set up. And so I don't know like what she was saying, but it was crazy. Like there's so much shit that happens at the gas station. I like don't go there because I'm like, I don't want to be here when someone decides to do something because it seems to be a target area.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Like 2 or 3 things that have happened there. I'm pretty sure it's been almost robbed twice, except that time someone had gotten hurt, but the other time I think they just like didn't like they weren't able to do it because the cop showed up with like the it's stupid as fuck because the gas station is like down the street and around the corner from a fucking police station. Like y'all couldn't find a better one. There's like hella fucking gas stations, but they choose this. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
I was like, I feel so bad for the like the
I was
workers,
gonna
they're like
say
the
some
employees.
shit, but then I realized how fucking bad that sounded, so never mind.
Say it.
I guess
Say it.
No,
type
I
it.
was
Type it and we'll
it's
determine.
Yeah.
it's not horrible. So basically, I was just gonna say because before she said that like it was a target area, I was
Hmm.
like, because you were saying like, oh, I'm not gonna go there, and then I was like, but there's like hella juicy stories there. Like, what do you mean? Go and be nosy.
You gotta keep going
But then
back.
you said, yeah, but then you're like, but it's a target area. I was like, oh wait, never mind, never mind.
Yeah, like if it had been like the one time or like maybe 2 times, but like that place has been hit like 2, 3 times, maybe 4.
Yeah, no, stay away from
And I'm like, nah.
Don't be
I'm
nosy.
good.
Don't be nosy.
Yeah, but there's been so many times that I've like followed cops just to see where the fuck they're going. But I only
Dude,
do it if it's like more than one. Like if it's 2 or 3, I'm booking it because I'm like, where are we going?
you know what?
Like, woo, turn the sirens on.
I've got a safer
I'm like
option
so
for
excited to
you.
follow them.
Uh, because I did
Get a
it like
police
when I was
skin.
working at a certain pizza joint. Mind you, I had to drive like 30 minutes there and back, so I'll see some shit,
Mhm,
and I'm
mhm.
like, I'm interested. I want to find out if something else happened. So
Yeah.
I would try to. I don't know if this is a crime, so if it is, I never did it. Um, I never did it. Hypothetically speaking,
Right, right. Okay, okay.
if I were intrigued and want to find out more information,
Mhm.
hypothetically, I would I would get on either websites or look for apps to look for police scanners.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not a crime, but hypothetically speaking,
I don't think it's a crime to have a police scanner.
hypothetically speaking, I'm gonna keep it on the safe
Hypothetic.
side. Hypothetically speaking, I would do that.
But yeah, it was crazy. And I went down the street
Hmm.
and like kept going. There's like complete like opposite end of the street, like all the way. One of the cops that had turned around was sitting at a different gas station. Funny enough, okay, so at one end of the street where shit goes down is a 7-Eleven.
Hmm.
All the way where the cop was is another 7-Eleven.
It's always the
It's like
7-Elevens, man.
7-Eleven's on the corner. But so I pulled in and I was like, I wanna ask so bad, but I didn't. I chickened out of it and I was like, never mind, I'll just leave it alone. I ended up finding out anyway, so it didn't matter. But I was like, I wonder if he'd tell me. And then I was like, no, no, no. Because
Nah. Never
every
mind.
time I wanna, like, go ask a cop what the fuck I just saw,
Ooh.
it's nighttime and I'm
Mhm.
black, and I'm like, "Let me not approach them when there's, like, more people around before
Oh
I
my
become the news
god.
line, the headline for the
There
news stories."
was there was one time me and JP approached a cop to ask about an investigation because it was really close to home. It's very sad. If you look it up, it was like this huge thing that happened. It was by the freeway. It was
Lady
this family who went to Jovi's, or they were driving to Jovi's in the morning, and I guess this gang thought that the car belonged to a rival gang, so they shot it up, or they were
Oh
shooting at it,
no.
and the little girl got shot in the head,
Oh
and she died. Her
no.
name was Jasmine Barnes. I'll always remember what her name was. Her name was Jasmine
Yeah.
Barnes. There's a cross on the freeway or by the freeway with her name on it,
Ugh, that's horrible.
and I remember while the whole thing was going on, everybody was kind of like rushing, like asking around, like they were like, "Please, we have to know who killed this little girl." And
Yeah.
I remember there was a what is it? It was a trailer for like investigations and stuff for the cops, and I
CSU?
think JP had to go drop off something for like taxes or something at this administration building, and I remember we saw that, and we saw the trailer, and we didn't see really a bunch of cops. We saw a bunch of cops, but we didn't see people that usually work at the administration. Like there was no cars, so
Mhm.
there was a cop, and he was like, "Hey, like the building's like closed," and we're like, "Hey, is this involved in like that little girl, the Jasmine Barnes case?" And he's like, "Yeah, the one right here, yeah." We're currently investigating. We can't really, tell you. And I was like, yeah, like, that's fair. Well, you guys, good luck, and thanks for what you're doing. And
Yeah.
the guy came forward. I guess it's a huge thing. I'm glad it's a huge thing that if you kill a kid,
No, yeah,
um,
for sure. That man,
yeah.
his
So
conscience
with
was fucked
guilt,
up.
I guess he came forward, and he confessed that he thought that it was a rival gang's car. And yeah, that was the saddest thing that had ever happened here. And it was like 2, 3 years ago,
Mhm.
probably. It was sad.
It was in 2018, and she was 7 years old.
Oh my god, she was
Yeah.
only
She was
7?
7. She
Yep,
was
she was
7 years
7.
old. From her mom, and her sister, or her brother, I don't remember, but her siblings were going to Jovi's. They were getting ready to get stuff for breakfast.
That's horrible.
Mm, We had There was a whole vigil here by the Walmart. Walmart's like right across the street from the where
Yeah,
it
it was
happened.
7 in the morning, and it was her sister's. That's crazy. Who the fuck is going around shooting people at 7 in the morning anyway? That.
Dude, I
On
have
top of everything,
no
why
idea.
you literally woke up and chose violence? Are you kidding me?
They literally did. There's no reason for them to like
Like,
they
who's
looked at this
shooting
car
people,
and
but
thought that it was a good time to
At that
shoot
point,
a
they should have gone
rival
after the whole
gang.
gang.
Yeah,
mm,
Like, yeah,
that's
sure, it
crazy
was
though.
this
That's
one
so
dude who
fucking
shot,
sad.
but he's part of a big group, and that big group
Yeah,
influenced him to do so.
that's so fucking horrible though.
it was the group or his own like thought being like, oh, I know that car, or and
Yeah, but like I said, it doesn't matter though. They should have gone. I hope one day they do. They should go for the whole gang because the whole gang
Yeah,
influenced him to have that mental thinking.
yeah.
yeah,
Like, oh shit, there's a rival gang. First thing I'm gonna do
I
is
mean,
shoot.
but they don't really go for gangs and stuff like that unless it's like, like obviously people try to stop gangs and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
like it's like okay, you've probably killed people, but unless they're like caught, they don't go after them because it's like it's hard to prove.
yeah.
But yeah,
yeah,
that's fucking crazy though. That's so sad.
yeah. That shit was
Ugh.
wild. That's the only time we had ever asked about an investigation or asked a cop about what was going on. Just
Yeah.
by, just because we were trying to do something throughout the day. I think we would have asked either way, but we had seen that trailer there for like a week, and then when it was solved, obviously it was gone. But
Yeah.
no, to this day, there's a cross, and I always look at it, and I always think about what happened. It's
Dang.
insane.
God, that's horrible. That poor thing.
Hmm.
Like all of them, but damn. Ugh, I couldn't even imagine.
I can't imagine either. I remember the mom talking on the news. She was like, just talking about how she was just going. They were going to get breakfast. She was really excited to get some orange juice.
Oh, ugh,
Yeah,
that's so sad.
depressy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Mhm.
a little bit, but it's okay. That's crazy though. Yeah, I don't think I have any more stories. Like you talking about the hit and run reminded me of that, which and looking for these messages reminded me of, but I've never really, despite the fact that I love to follow cops, I don't really see a lot of
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, no.
So
Would you
I have
guys like
no
to
clue.
hear about my state trooper story?
I would love to
Apparently, now
hear
that I
about
think
your
about it,
story.
I apparently have been in a run-in with a lot of cops. I didn't think so, but
Ah.
I guess I do.
Oh
um,
man.
So this was the Demon's Road case, the whole thing. That the same day we got pulled over by cops, so that for trespassing. But they were like, "It's fine. It's Halloween. This always happens. Like you're gonna go off with a warning." We're like, "Okay." So when we were at the cemetery, they had us get out of the car so they could search the car. And before that, okay, so it was me, this guy who I had been friends with for a little while, uh two of my best friends that I used to be really close with, and this guy we met at a con. We were really also close with. And I remember I remember before that we went to the driver who I had been friends with a little while, not the guy I was close with. We're gonna call him I call him Lewis. Lewis was driving, and we had gone to his house before, and he was like, "Should I bring this gun?" And he was showing us it. Obviously, my friends were like, "I'm not touching that," and I was like, I'm not gonna touch that." And I was like, "There's no reason for us to." And he was like, "Yeah, but it's like an abandoned like forest and whatnot, and um, you never know. It's Huntsville. Like Huntsville's also has like a prison and whatnot. You never know, like escapees and stuff." So we were like, "You never know." And I was like, "Don't bring the gun. I don't know what's gonna happen tonight, but don't bring the gun. Like I just have this gut feeling." And I was right because they were searching the car, and if they had found the gun, which I don't think was licensed to him, uh, we would have been fucked.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
okay, so we went off from that. So we were already kind of shaken up. We were like, whatever, whatever. We'll just go home. So we were on the way home. It's very late, and my parents are wondering where I'm at, which obviously I'm not telling them where I'm at. I was very bad at that. Uh, um, but we're going down the highway like we are fucking speeding. This Lewis is speeding, and my friends in the back seat don't have their seatbelts on. They're, I guess, like falling asleep. They were falling asleep. I was sitting in the passenger seat. I can't really fall asleep, like especially in a friend's vehicle. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stay up. And then I remember on my right side, we see a straight state trooper car, and this guy, I guess Lewis didn't see him, but my friend in the back saw him.
Bruh.
And then I guess I don't remember if he said something too late or if he didn't say anything at all, but obviously the cop was like, he's speeding, so he pulls us over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then my friend's like, I saw him, you didn't see him? And he was like, Lewis was like, no, I didn't see him. So we were like, dang, all right, well, I guess this is how this goes down. And then the state trooper pulled over and he was like, why are y'all speeding? What are y'all speeding for? And he was being very, like, obviously, like, high, really, like, tense, freaking us out.
Mhm.
And he told us to keep our hands forward. This is where I remember the whole like keep your hands forward when the cop's talking to you and whatnot, and don't move.
Yeah, so do movies.
So yeah, they make them very antsy, which I'm going to
Yeah.
get into more. So I remember my Lewis lied and was like, "Oh, like I have to get her home. Like it's an emergency for her." The state trooper looked at me for a second, and then he looked back at him. And in my head, I was like, "I have no story for you to cover you with. Why the fuck would you like try to bring me into
Oh,
this?"
Lord.
Yeah.
So,
Better get
luckily,
real
state
creative.
trooper didn't ask anything. He was just like annoyed with the guy being like, "Really, you're speeding for her, really?" So.
Yeah.
I remember I remember he went back to his car and my friends are trying to buckle themselves in so that way Lewis doesn't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back and he's like, "What are y'all antsing around back there for?" And my
Bruh.
friends are trying to be like, "We're just trying to put our seatbelts on." And the
Bro,
guy we
y'all
met at the
can't do that
con,
shit slickly. You just kind of reach your
hmm
arm slowly. You don't move your head. It is not hard to
but
buckle without
l-
fucking, bro.
the guy at the con, I'll name him Evan.
Jerry.
So
Oh.
Evan
Jerry.
has clearly,
Sorry.
or I guess Jerry. No, we'll name him Jerry. So
I'm so sorry. I just heard her say
Jerry,
that and I was like, I gotta mock her.
Sorry.
Jerry has clearly never been in front of a cop before, or probably had never taken notes from any like TV shows or
Yeah.
movies or whatnot, where you're
Oh,
supposed to
Lord.
like stay
Never want to
still.
be with those people.
So he's behind me in the back seat, and he's like reaching in his pocket in front of the state
Oh
trooper,
my
and
God.
the state trooper pulls out his gun. He's got the flashlight on him, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you reaching for?" He's like
No.
trying to like he's stumbling on his words. He's like mumbling and whatnot. He's like, and it's freaking me out because I have my hands forward, and I'm trying not to move, and I'm like, "Oh, you just calm down, dude. Just calm
Yeah.
down." And then I remember he was like, "I'm just trying to reach for my wallet." He goes, "Why the hell are you trying to reach for your wallet?" He said, "Because I just in case like I need to show you my ID." He goes, "I didn't ask for your ID. Like just keep your hands forward." And then when he walked away, I was like, "Dude, you can't do that. You
Yeah,
can't
you really
fucking
can't.
do that." And I was so fucking scared. I was like, "You are a fucking idiot." I remember I never talked to him after that because I was like,
No, I wouldn't
you didn't
either.
put two
So,
and two cents together."
right. You don't think any rapid movements with a cop AOA, like there are people that do that. They bait cops and then they do stupid shit. So
Yeah. And it's
like how did he know
Halloween
y'all weren't
night.
speeding to get, you know,
You
attention?
never know what happens. So I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, we'll chill out. So then when he gave Lewis the ticket, he was
Mm.
like, "Don't be fucking speeding, and you guys just have a good night." And we're like, "Okay." And it was dead silent, dropping off Jerry. And I was like, "God damn, Jerry." I was like, "Jerry, you've never been in front of a cop, have you?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "You can't fucking do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what was going through your head. I don't know why you were like moving around back there like that. Don't fucking do that again. I hope you fucking learn from this." Like I was
Yeah.
mad. I was mad because if
That is the
something had
one thing they
happened,
always
bro,
tell you. Yeah, exactly.
oh my god, I was
Mm-mm-mm.
so fucking scared for him.
Like if he was one of those that shot first, asked questions later, that could have been bad.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Like
also
you
a white
don't
cop,
do
and
that.
my friend was also a black. So I was
Yeah.
fucking terrified. And since I had my hands forward and I couldn't reach for my phone, I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. So
Yeah, that's why you get that stuff out before they're at the window.
this was years ago. This was fuck. Hmm. It was. I think it was 2017. So
I
it
always call
was.
someone when I get pulled over.
Yeah, you always do that
Well, it's only
because
been 3
that
times,
shit.
but like every
Dude.
time I've gotten, because the first time it was like 1 in the morning and I was like, he pulled me
Dude,
over
that was
and
me.
I called my best friend. I was like, please pick up, please pick up, please pick up, pick up. I was like, I know what time it is, but please pick up. And she was like, do you know what fucking time it is? And I was like, I just got pulled over. I just need you here. Oh, okay, fuck it. I was like, I appreciate you.
Nah, dude. I didn't have anybody like back then to call close by.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I was just leaving like the first job that I had. Um and it was like, dude, we had a long night, so I didn't get to leave until like 3 in the morning because we were just like finishing up cleaning and blah blah blah, right? So I remember the day before, like not even the day before, I've been telling my dad a whole like 2 weeks before, like, hey dad, we gotta fix that brake light because, you know, one of these days one of us is gonna get pulled over. You know, I take the car, you take the car. I take the car,
Yeah.
but mind you, I don't have my license. I only have my permit. So
Yeah.
then I was just like, yeah, we need to fix that. And so then you know, the first week went by, he didn't do it, and I was like, okay, I'll remind him again. Dad, we need to fix this like right here, right now. Didn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
The day
Bruh.
before, I literally told him, I was like, okay, this is the first thing we're doing tomorrow because what if I get pulled over and I have nothing, like, you know me, like, I'm gonna freak out because I've never been stopped by a cop before. And so
Yeah.
then he's like, yeah, it's the first thing we'll do, blah blah blah. I was like, cool. So lo and behold, at 3 in the freaking morning, I was literally about to get on the highway, and I noticed the cop behind me, and I was like, fuck, this dude is like right on my ass. And so then as soon as I like turned the signal on to turn
Hmm.
left, he did the same shit. And I was like, fuck.
Oh,
It's like,
fuck.
fuck, fuck, fuck. And so then I
Fuck.
was just like, okay, I was like, just breathe, just calm down. Back then I had like really bad anxiety, dude. And so it got to the point where it was just like, dude, like it's getting there, you know, like
Crazy.
it's rising, and I'm just like, if I stop breathing right now, I'm going to literally pass out. Anyways, so I turned and I started turning, and this dude was on my ass, and I was like, fuck. So then I was about to, like, I had my turn signal to like go onto the ramp. He immediately
Hmm.
put his lights on, and I was like, fuck. As soon as I saw
Damn.
that shit, my heart dropped, dude. You have you ever
Every
had that
time. My
feeling? Yeah,
stomach,
dude.
yep, just, yep, straight into the pit of my stomach. I'm like, oh God. I get
I
scared,
swear, dude.
bro.
That first time I felt that, I was like, holy shit, never want to feel that shit again. Anyways,
Bro, that shit. Mm-mm. Yeah.
I remember I pulled over.
That is a
Dude,
whole different type of fear.
it was a whole different, because like
That
back,
was light,
dude,
bro.
because like of everything that's been happening, of course I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fucking scared. So
No, like, literally.
yeah, and so then I was just
As
like,
soon as the lights come on.
I was like,
Oof.
okay, like I just gotta get my story straight, you know, like
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
I was like, okay, like grab your wallet. Like, luckily I tossed my wallet to like the passenger seat, so it's like right here.
Yeah, yeah. You just
And
pull your trunk.
yeah, I was like, fuck it, like tossed it on my passenger seat, tossed that, my phone. And so then I was like, okay, just grab your wallet, like, I had my seatbelt on. I was like, okay, what did I do wrong? And then I remembered the brake light, and I was like,
Oh.
motherfucker. And I was just like,
Motherfucker.
oh my God.
And
And
you
so
were
then
hella hitting your
I
windows
was,
behind you too.
yeah, no, I was like, fuck. And so then I pulled over in front of a Kroger. Like, it's an empty parking lot. Obviously it's 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
So then I pulled over, and two cops came out of the car. It was,
Yeah, hell
Oh
luckily it was
no.
a lady and a guy, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, like I'll talk to the lady. But then the guy came up to my window, and I was like, fuck you. Um
Don't get to
no.
so I rolled down my window, and he was like, good evening. And I was like, good evening, officer, how can I help you today? And then he was like, where are you, like, do you know why I'm stopping you today? I was like, I think so. Can I make an educated guess here? And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I was like, I believe it's my brake light. And he was like, yeah, it is. And I was like,
Yeah, actually.
cool. I was
He
like,
said
you know
here's
what?
your gold star. Good job.
I was like, you know what? Funny story. I'm getting this fixed today, like after like morning time, obviously, when I wake up again. I'm gonna get it fixed. I literally didn't realize until I just left the job. Like, I came up with this light like super quick. I was like, I literally didn't notice it until my coworker said that my brake light was out. when I just left my job. And he was like, "Oh, where do you work?" And I was like, "Oh, you know." And then I said the name of the company and like I showed my shirt. And he was like, "Oh, okay, makes sense." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you know, I just left. It's literally like right here." And my coworker like told me like, "Hey, your brake light is out." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like I'll get it fixed." I didn't think that you'd be stopping me today, officer.
It's a
So,
very unfortunate moment, sir.
so
I can see. I didn't mean for this to happen.
yeah, and I
I'm
was like, you know,
sorry.
but like, you know, I promise you I'll get it fixed. Um, that's the first thing I'll do in the morning. You know, I just want to get home. You know, it's been a really long day at work. And
Mhm.
so then he was like, "Okay, yeah, no worries, I understand." And then he like hit the oh yeah, so then the lady like, you know, she was like, "So how long have you been working there?" Like she was trying to make conversation.
Mhm.
Because I think she noticed that I was a little bit nervous. And so then the guy cop actually like started like flashing his uh like flashlight on my back windows. Um
Mhm.
Like,
and the reason why, and here's what I fucking
You have a tent?
yes, my older brother works and like like putting tints on windows, right, for businesses and cars and
Mhm.
whatnot. And my
um,
mom like was like, "Oh, I want to get tint on the cars and blah blah blah." Literally the worst mistake ever because she like I think she chose the darkest one. But the
Mm.
thing is,
dang.
he was like he you know obviously he started putting it on and I was like, "Hey, like I don't think that's like a good idea." But he was like, "No, it's fine. It's within the legal limits, so you'll be fine." And I was like, "Are
Mm.
you sure?" And he was like, "Yes, I've been working at this for like a really long time. I know what I'm doing." And I was like, "Okay, fine." I was like, "If I get a ticket,
Alright.
you're paying for it." Anyways, so so then, you know, he was like, "Your tints are pretty dark." And I was like, "Well, I mean, mind you, it is in, you know, legal limit and it is 3 in the morning, so it's pretty dark
It's
outside."
fucking dark. It's gonna be dark because it's dark, dummy.
And I was like, "Why? Do you need to search back there? Because all
Do
I got
you
is a
see the sun?
yeah, I was like, all I got is a baby seat, like a toddler seat in the back." And he was like, "Oh, you got kids?" And I was like, "No."
No.
I was
They're
like, "You
they're
think?"
not
I was like, "Sir, I'm only freaking 18. No, 17. I was 17. No, I was 16." I was like, "Sir, I'm only 16. Why would I have kids at this age?"
He's
Anyways,
like, I'm not
mine.
judging you. He's like, if you're a teen mom, I don't judge.
No.
honestly, dude, I was like, "No, no." I was like, "No, that's actually, you know, this isn't my car. This is actually my mom's car. But I take it to and from work because I mean, it's my only form of transportation, and you know." So then he was like, "Okay, like let me see your license." And I was like, "Funny story. Um, I don't have a license. I have a permit."
Actually.
I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's my permit. I don't have a license, but," and then I just immediately was like, "But tomorrow I actually have my test." I didn't have my test the next day. I
He's like,
I
I'll
just
be
I
your
was just like
teacher.
I was
Like,
like,
funny enough, everything is happening these next couple
you
days. Like,
know,
I'm getting
that's
the brake
crazy,
light,
dude. I
I
was
have my
like, I have a
test.
busy day tomorrow, so I think, you know, just give me the
You should
ticket so
just
I
let
can
me
go
go so I can get
home
to
so I can
bed.
get some sleep, you know? So I was just like, I was like, yeah, you know, I have the test tomorrow. I'm just trying to get that done. But
Yeah.
I have my permit and, you know, if you need me to call like one of my parents, like I could do that. And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take your like information now." So he took my permit, went to the back. Both of them did. And I was like, "Okay, I have time. I have time." I immediately called my dad and I was just freaking the fuck out. I was like, you know, I kept calling him. Mind you, my dad has this thing, dude. He has this what's this what's the word I'm looking for? I'm like I'm not trying to say it in Spanish because we say it a lot in Spanish. Oh, he has this habit. There we go. He has this habit of putting his phone on silent when he's at work. So
Mm,
I have to call him literally like 20 times so he can answer the damn phone.
damn.
So, and at the time I didn't have like his office number where he works. So I just kept calling his number and I was like, "Bro, he's not answering." So I called him and I called him and I was like, "Fuck it." And I called my mom and she immediately answered, right?
Of
She was
course,
like, "Are
of
you at
course.
home?" And I was like, "Mom, I got pulled over." And she was like, "What?" She was like, what do you mean you got pulled over? I was like, well, because of the fucking brake light. She was like, oh, you're fucking dead, I swear. And I was like, she was she was like, okay, I'll call him. And I was like, Mom, I called him like 15 times already. He won't answer the damn phone. So then I was freaking the fuck out. And she was like, okay, like, I'll figure out what to do. Like, let me see if I can call your aunt. And I was like, hell the fuck no. I don't want nobody else here.
I
It's
don't give a
gonna
fuck
be
anybody else.
all around your family later in like the afternoon. You're gonna hear like your uncle or your tia just be like, what happened this morning?
Yeah, no, I was
Are
like, I was
you
not ready for that
okay?
drama, dude. So I called my, like, I told her, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep calling my dad. She was like, okay. So I called my dad and I called him and I called him. And I shit you not, maybe like on the 22nd call,
Hmm.
he answers and he was like, hey, I just, I forgot my phone in the office. What's up? And I was like, at this point, I was like freaking the fuck out, dude. I was like ready to cry because I was just like, I don't know what to do. So then I was like, Dad, I just got pulled over. And he was like, what? And I was like, I literally just got pulled over. And he was like, where are you? And I was like, I'm literally like down the street from said job. And
Hmm.
he was like, do you need me to come and get you? Like, what's going on? And I was like, well, what I need you to do is fix the damn brake light. That'd be nice. And
That'd be fucking great.
he
One
was like,
thing I've been telling you to do.
yeah. And he was like, they pulled you over for that. And I was like,
Yes, bro. They did it all the
hello?
time.
I was like,
They really funny.
I was like, yeah, you want to talk to the cop and make sure? What the fuck do you want me to do?
What do you think I'm lying? Here's the officer.
So
Get
then
back here too.
Like,
I was like, I don't know what to do. And he was just like, all right, just stay calm. Don't do nothing crazy. Like, don't be antsy or anything. And I was like, that's fucking late for that shit. But,
like,
so then he was like, okay, like, did you give him like your information? Like, and I was like, yeah, I gave him my permit and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, fine. Just ask for the ticket, apologize. And then he was like, don't like pretend like you didn't know about the brake light. And I was like, you're fucking joking, right? And he was like, no. He was like, you told them, didn't you? And I was like,
I always
I
pretend
don't,
like I know what.
you know what, if it would have been nice if you answered like the first 3 calls that I sent you. And then he was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I forgot my phone was in the office. I was like, thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
But I was like, but I'm not about to lie to a cop. you know
Shit, I do it all the time.
Shit, dude, it was my first time. Now I know, I
The
can do that
first
shit, but
thing
like
I was ever
before,
told was like to always play dumb.
yeah, he literally, as
Always
soon as I
play
got the ticket, he was like, oh, make sure you play dumb, make sure you don't like pretend like you don't know about the brake light. Oh my god, I was like, you're joking? And he was like, that's like the
They
first
tend to be
rule
a
of
little
being
nicer
pulled
unless they're just
over. And
straight
I was like,
asshole,
yeah.
even though everybody doesn't know. But some people are genuinely clueless.
Yeah, no,
But we all
he was like, that's like the first rule of being pulled over. I was like, that'd be nice to know,
right? Like you couldn't have told me this a while ago, just in case, because you wouldn't fix the fucking brake light.
Ay, ay, ay. And so then he like, the cop came back and I was just like about to hang up on my dad and I just decided to keep him on the phone.
Yeah,
And he came back and he was like, all right, so here's your information. He was like, so I am gonna give you a ticket, blah blah blah. I was like, whatever, that's fine. Um,
yeah.
I was like, thank you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And as I was about to leave, dude, that sinking feeling hit again because they turned on their lights again, right?
No,
And so I was like,
no.
ah, fuck. And like my dad heard me. He was like, what's going on? And I was like, they turned on their lights again. And as soon as I said that, they actually stopped a car that was coming into like the parking lot.
Bro, what the
God.
And I was like,
They said
what the
you get a
fuck?
ticket and you get a ticket.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, dude, they were on it. And so then I was just like, oh, thank God it wasn't me. Like they weren't putting their lights again for me. And I just took off, dude. And so then do you want to know how much I paid for that fucking ticket, dude? Oh my
There's
God,
a ticket.
the ticket was for the brake light. I
Mhm.
thought that they were gonna give me a ticket for not having a license, but they didn't do that. But they gave me a ticket for the brake
I
light.
mean, you have a form of something, like a permit, like,
Yeah.
shows that
Yeah,
you've passed the test, like, all that. Well, not no,
not
no,
the
no. What do you
test,
not the test, but, like, you're on your way to, like,
taking the
doing all
test
that
and like yeah.
practice, like, yeah, you've had the time,
Like I've
but, like,
had they could
no
tell like on the permit that I've had it for
yeah,
a good amount of
but if
time.
you have, like, straight up no license, that's when they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
great."
So I went to court like a week later. Um because I was like, "Oh shit, I got to get this done." So I went over and the fucking ticket was like 530 some dollars. And I was like,
Damn,
"What?"
really?
And I
For
like
the
I
fucking
was
brake
talk
light, bro?
yes, dude. And I was talking to the lady. I was like, ma'am, why is it so much?" Because like it was just a brake light. Like it wasn't like I fucking ran
Yeah,
and
like,
hit
that price would have
somebody.
made
Like what the
sense if
fuck
it
is
was,
this?
like if they had given you the ticket for both not having a permit and the license, like, I could see
Yeah.
that. Even still, that shouldn't be 500 fucking dollars.
Yeah, no, for
That's crazy.
sure. And so then she was like, "Oh, like at the time they didn't their freaking system wasn't working, so she couldn't tell me,
Or
but she was like, "Yeah, but I can't really tell you right now because our system is down, which is why we're only taking payments through like cash and whatnot." And I was like, "Fuck that." Um
mm,
she was like, "But yeah." And so then I was like, "Is there like they, my dad was like, "You can fight it." But I was like, "Ah, I honestly don't have like the energy to do that."
yeah,
And I was like, "I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that." I was like, "I'll just
yeah.
gonna pay for it." So I just paid half of it and then I paid the other half like later. But that shit, looking back at it, I was like, I should have fought that shit
You
because
should have fought the fuck out of that, bro.
yeah,
Because just a
because
brake
it's
light? Hell
fucking
no.
530 some dollars. I was like, fuck that, dude. $500 that I could be using literally right now. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
no. My
Yeah, like,
mom
you should
got
have
pulled
fought.
over a lot for her brake light. Like, I couldn't count how many times my mom got pulled over because my mom always had a shitty van and it always would
Mm,
break down a lot. So,
damn.
and my dad has this mentality of it's your car, so you deal with it, and I
Hey
have my
yo.
car, I'll deal with it. Yeah, he's I guess you can get an idea about how my dad is just through that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
I'm just giving you another idea is that nobody I know likes him. Even my dog doesn't like him, except my other two, but they're like attention whore. So, uh, but no, mom's van was always like either breaking down or like always the brake lights. The brake lights would always fuck up.
Mm,
And we'd always, and because she works at a bus farm for
mhm,
like obviously like for kids and whatnot. So
Mhm.
she would take us to that farm that to that place so that way we could go to school because so that way we would get on the bus beforehand as they fix everything up and then start heading out and then we'd get off to school from there. So I'd have to wake up at like 5 in the morning every day or four. I don't remember, 4 or 5. Probably four. Okay, anyway. And I remember we'd always get pulled over, and they would kind of most of the time she'd act dumb, and then she'd be like, "Yeah, like, I didn't know about that. That just happened." But because we live in such a like secluded area, or not secluded, it's a small little like town.
Yeah.
Um, we it's the same cop, so when it's the same cop, obviously you can't lie. So
Yeah.
she would get a ticket, which why when you said $500, I was like, "What the fuck? That's so stupid."
mhm.
But
Mhm.
um, I remember just I think I I've had so many run-ins with the cops. I just this entire episode's fucking astonished me about how many times I've had run-ins with cops. I can't believe it. Like it's freaking me out. I'm like, God damn. It's this and then this and then this and then this.
Mhm.
Okay, but damn, since I've been young. But yeah, my mom would get pulled over a lot. And then we got rid of that van like a couple years ago, probably like a year or two, no, 2 years ago, which I guess you can imagine from like 1997 to 2020, 2019. He's had
Damn.
that breaking down car or
Mhm.
van, and she'd always ask my dad to fix it, and he'd be like, it's not my vehicle, so it's not my problem.
Bruh.
Yeah, but
Mm-mm.
we can get into shitty dads later, so.
Oh boy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm down for it, but I don't remember enough stories.
I'll have to say next week. So boy, do I have fun.
Oh my
That's a
goodness.
Story for you.
hell yeah. But no, we're running out on time. So we're gonna have to end this episode here. So thank you guys for allowing us to be part of your evening, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night. We'll catch you on the next one.
Powerpuffs out.